Hello there, it's Sandy Allnock here with Create in Color for February of 2021, and I have a rather epic card that took me forever to color, but it was so much fun and so worth it. I did split the video, so over on my channel you can go see the masking for this if you're interested in how to mask an image with lots and lots of stamps in it like this. And I am going to just do the coloring portion of A Mice Day to Celebrate. And there's a cupcake in here, which makes me no end of happy. So I'm going to begin a little differently than I normally do. This first mouse, I was suspecting was going to have this E31 as his lightest color. And then the E25 was going to be the dark. Well, that didn't exactly end up the way that my brain had originally planned. I was going to try to see if I could do him in two colors for each one of these mice, because I knew it was going to be an epic coloring adventure and eliminating one more color would be good. But then I realized that I needed the E50 to blend out the edges where it turns to white, because having a lighter color to blend in that area is really helpful. I smushed in a little bit of pink for the cheeks and then darkened the color so that the pink would show up more by adding just another layer of the E25 and then a little bit more of the E31 to blend it with. And the next mouse and all the rest of them, I did the same way. I started as I normally do with my lightest color, since E50 was going to be part of the repertoire for the colors. So I began with that one, added in the dark and then the medium color, and then went back in again with the light. That's my normal routine for coloring, to try to get the blending going well. And notice for each one of these, I do put the cheeks in after everything else is done, because the RV10 is very capable of pushing out other colors that are alongside of it, because it's got a lot of colorless blender in it, because it's a very light color. And at least that's what I think in my brain, that light colors can push away other colors because of the content of that excess blender solution or whatever it is that makes a color lighter in Copic world. I don't know what's in their markers. I really don't. And I kind of don't want to know. I almost don't want to know what makes the magic happen, because learning how they work is enough. You don't really necessarily have to know anything more than that. The little boxes back here, I wanted to make this stand out, and I wanted the mouse in front of it and the cupcake to really pop. So these crates that he's standing on, I began with using a really dark color. And I went for an E29 to go with the E25, which is the same dark color that I used for the mice, but now it's going to be the medium tone for the boxes. So it'll start to pull everything together, but the E29 makes it feel like a more reddish kind of color. The E50 on the mice is what gives them that little bit of a yellow feel, because there's a little more of a yellow tone to the E50. And this helps to keep the whole image unified, having that E25 through a bunch of things without having it look like it's all the same color, because I didn't want it to look all the same color. Then it came to deciding what to do with the rest of the room decor. And I'm calling this the room decor: the table, the cupcake wrapper, the pillows, all this other stuff that's here in the picture. And I decided to make all of that in the RV family. So making it the RV14 19, and then going in with an RV69, because the RV19 just wasn't dark enough. Those pillows don't look dimensional to me. But as soon as I went in with the RV69, they started looking better. And then I decided to add a little bit to the RV19 on the cupcake as well, and give a shadow underneath of the cupcake frosting. That also darkens it so the mouse in front pops forward, because a lot of what makes a big difference in any kind of coloring is going to be the contrast. The more contrast you can create, the more realistic things look, the more dimension they have, because we're used to seeing darker things next to lighter things. If everything was the same tone, if it was all mid-tones, you wouldn't see anything. You just see flat shapes of color. So next up is all the party goods, all the party stuff. The candles and the hats and the other things are all going to be in the blue-green family. And I thought that would help to unify the whole picture, because an image like this with a lot of little pictures in it and little bits and pieces, it is awfully easy to end up with a cacophony of color because you get all excited. It's a party. I want everything to be a million colors. This helps all of the party goers to feel like they were handed their party hats when they got in. They were handed their balloons. Somebody had a theme for the party, but the house didn't have to have the same party theme. So the tablecloth and the pillows could be a different color and differentiate the two from each other. And I saved the frosting for last because I wasn't sure what to do with it. And I decided to make it almost a vanilla frosting, but with some nice, strong contrasting shadows in it. So the E4 family seemed like it would be a good one to use for that. And I chose the E4 family because I also wanted to do the background in that, the floor and the walls, because the E4s are going to be a lot duller than the E2s. The E2s, remember, were the ones that I used for the mice and the chairs and everything. And I wanted something that felt a little bit different for the rest of it. And the first digit of each of the Copic numbers is the one that determines whether it's a bright color or a duller color. And the E4s are definitely duller than the E2s. So I am making flooring on this with a lighter color first, and then going in to make the lines radiating out from one central point that are going to make this look like a dimensional floor. And going over it then with a mid-tone color and leaving a little bit of that light shining through. But as I kept going, I realized I really just wanted it to be more of that medium color than the light. And then for the walls, I used the same E4 family, the 42 and 43, so that it would kind of go with the floors. It would be coordinated with them and would also end up feeling lighter. And the contrast between the images now in the front of it, all the mice are stronger color and they're more intense, more saturated color, along with the fact that they are darker. So I'm going to keep the background from getting too dark by using the 4-2 and the 4-3. The 4-3 I'm just going to use to make lines down the whole thing. I'm not using a ruler. I'm not trying to be perfect. I just want the suggestion of something. So using a tone-on-tone line pattern like this can communicate that there's a paneled wall back there without actually being drawn really literally and really specifically. I drew right through all of these little banners that are on the wall, just colored right through them for the most part with those tan colors, because I knew I was going to add stronger colors onto it with the banners themselves. And if I were to put the banner colors in there first, I would be tempted to start and stop my marker strokes at the edge of every single one of those. And I realized that would just make a mess of the wall behind. So once I finished the banner colors, I added a little shadow behind each one, just a little offset so it looked like they were hanging away from the wall. And then it was all done. And I'm kind of excited with how it came out. Look at this. Look how cute. I took the It's a Mice Day to Celebrate and split the stamp in two. So, well, didn't cut it, but stamped it in two parts and then added a birthday sentiment on the inside with one of the mice that I wasn't able to add onto the front of the card. So my slimline card with the epic scene on it here came out really cute. I hope you enjoyed this video and you might go get the stamp set and try something crazy like that all for yourself, because who doesn't love a good mice birthday card? I also wanted to let you know that we are going to be having another Facebook Live this evening at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Whatever time that is for you, please do join us. There's a link on the blog post for this image so you can download it for free and color along with me, grab some Copics. The list of colors is on the blog so you'll know what to bring, and I will see you again soon.